Exercise 6-3 deals with Apex Company, and Apex has expected level of activity of 5,000 copies to be made for its photocopying services. Now, there are two departments, and the departments are sales and administrative. And the question is, how much of the costs associated with photocopying should be allocated to each of these products? So first, what Apex does is aggregate certain costs, such as salaries, employee benefits, depreciation, and utilities, and identifies those as fixed. So in other words, these are costs that are not going to change dependent upon the activity level. The other costs, the paper and the toner, are a function of the expected level of activity. In other words, they're variable. So in total, if there are 5,000 copies made, there will be $50,000 of paper costs and $50,000 of toner costs. So it's a penny per unit or per copy. So now some other information. The fixed costs are assigned to sales on the basis of 40%, and to admin the rest, or 1 minus 40% or 60%. And then in terms of activity, actual activity, again for sales, we will have 2,500,000, and for admin, 2,300,000. And just double check to make sure that these are the appropriate amounts. Yes. So the cost to be allocated then would be fixed and then variable. So for the sales department, the amount will be fixed, will be 40% of the total fixed. So to find the total fixed, we sum our fixed cost here. In this case, 127,500. And then we take the relative share. So 40% sales, multiply that by 127,500. Lock that cell in. So then as we copy this over, we will see that we have 76,500. And just to summarize, we have 127,000 in total. 127,500 in total. For the variable costs, then we add up the per unit variable cost for paper and toner, and then multiply that by the corresponding amount of copies made. So here we have 2,500,000, so 2 cents a piece, that would be $50,000. We put that in $ formation, and then we would want to keep the dollar amounts, or keep the per unit amounts the same, and copy this over, and we'd see slightly less than that for admin. So then for total for each department then, and merely sum these two up, and we see that we have 101,000 in sales, and then for admin it will be 122,500. Now notice that when we look at the initial estimate, we had 227,500, and now we have 223,500. Now you might be wondering, well, where did it go? So, where's the difference? Well, as you see, we have in total $44,800,000 instead of the $5 million level of activity. So because of that, we did not incur the variable costs for paper and toner. The opposite would be true if we had higher volume, over 5 million. But notice the fixed costs are not going to be any different. The fixed costs add up to the 127,500 regardless, because those costs will not change based on the level of activity.